But that's what you wrote. You said here, my lord, that the defendant has now applied for bail. Now, as I've said earlier, bail is a discretion of the court, taking into consideration all the conditions laid down in Muhammad Abacha v. State. At this stage, I am of the opinion that to make or take a stand on the bail application without first hearing and determining the issue that is glaring in the face, which is the absence of the defendant from the court since 25th of April 2017 until he was produced on the 29th of June, my lord, which was exactly what the Supreme Court did. They said that he did not jump bail. These criminals came to my house to kill me. That's what the Supreme Court said. This is in your own court, my lord. So I cannot understand, my lord, why my trial will be conducted contrary to the Constitution of Nigeria that said I must have free and unfettered access to my counsel. Is here. This is the law of Nigeria.
Obi Agocha, I represent the great people, Mr. Speaker, of Iguano, Umaya North and Umaya South Florida constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm an Abia man. Mr. Speaker, I rise on Order 6, Rule 2, matters of privilege.
What do you want to... Go ahead.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me the opportunity. I wish to draw the attention of Mr. Speaker and the House that on the 26th of August, 2025, I wrote a letter to Mr. Speaker, the House of Representatives, as well as a letter to the Attorney General of the Federation and a letter to Mr. President, urging for the urgent intervention requested in the deteriorating health conditions of my constituent, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Up until today, Mr. Speaker, I have yet to receive any response from Mr. Speaker, from Mr. President, and from the Attorney General, despite the deteriorating health of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, whom has been evaluated by his own team of doctors and came up with a report which was attached to the letter that was submitted to Mr. Speaker and to the President and as well to the Attorney General. Second evaluation has been conducted by the Nigerian Medical Association, and the results even further confirms the deteriorating health of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that he has organ deficiencies, low potassium, and that he is, as we speak, on the verge of death. Mr. Speaker, at the instruction of the court instructed in 8 days for the Nigerian Medical Association to also do their own assessment. So there are 3 reports now, Mr. Speaker, all leading to the same direction. I quote the judge. The judge says, it's only a man who is alive and living can stand trial. Mr. Speaker, this is not politics or any other thing, but it is a fundamental human right that should be ascribed to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Most other people in that gap have been given opportunities to even travel overseas to seek medical attention. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is neither convicted of any crimes in Nigeria and must be protected under the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So, Mr. Speaker, a lot of progress has been made in order to see that the government does the right thing to be able to afford Mazi Nnamdi Kanu the urgent treatment that he needs. It's significant, Mr. Speaker, if otherwise...
My dear honorable colleague,
yes, sir.
I do not see where your privilege is conflicted here.
I have not received a letter that I wrote to the Speaker. I'm a member of the House, and my office deserves a response, whether it's positive or not, but as a member. And the letters were received by your office on the 27th of August, right here.
Is the letter you wrote to Mr. Speaker's office just a notification?
Not a notification,
or a demand for a certain action to be taken?
Yes, we requested for a certain action, which was to intervene in the medical condition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, whom is now, his health condition is deteriorating.
If it is something specific to the office of the Speaker, Honorable, I find it a little bit intriguing that you will come by way of a privilege to demand action to be taken.
Mr. Speaker, the letter
office
was
of
written.
The Speaker that you have direct
Mr. Speaker, the letter was written since August 26th.
You have direct, unfettered, Honorable,
yes, sir,
unfettered access to my office. This is not the kind of thing that I would expect that will come by way of privilege.
It is a matter of privilege.
If it is something beyond you, from the outside, but if it is something that is a letter written to my office, you know, a phone call from you, A visit to my office can solve the problem, so I don't think if...
Mr. Speaker, I've been to your office, Mr. Speaker.
So you mean
I've
you
also
have
submitted the
explored
letter,
all
Mr.
options
Speaker.
and opportunities. You couldn't see me except here.
I've come to your office, Mr. Speaker. We just resumed today.
I don't think
We
this,
just resumed today,
this
Mr. Speaker.
request you
And it's very important, Mr. Speaker.
Please, Honorable,
Order, please.
Honorable, please.
Please be
Step
guided.
it down because it is not the right thing to do.
Yes.
Please, I beg you. Step it down.
Please be guided.
Mr. Speaker, it is
Please
a
be
matter-
guided.
Mr. Speaker, it's a matter of life and death.
Please,
My
Please be guided.
I am trying to tell you the procedure.
Of the House, Mr.
This
Speaker.
is not right. Step it down and see me if you want any action concerning any letter you have written to me. You don't need to
Mr.
go by way
Speaker,
of this.
the House
please be
rules-
guided.
excuse me, sir. The House rules allows me the latitude to bring an issue of privilege to this House and to the attention of Mr. Speaker. And it is important, Mr. Speaker,
It
that
is
this House
only when your
takes
privilege
cognizance
is compromised
of the issue of Mazi Nnamdi
tonight.
Kanu.
Now you can bring it up, and I thought that particular position is talking in respect of instances where the issues is beyond your control. But
Mr.
this is not what a letter from you to from yourself to me.
Yes, sir. The
When
letter
you
is here.
have, as a member,
Mr.
the
Speaker.
direct access to come to my office and seek for explanation.
Mr. Speaker,
why?
I've been
Why
to
do
your
you have to
office.
go through this?
I've been to your office to
You are
seek-
over-arguing
to
with
seek
the
the
Speaker.
attack.
Please.
Excuse me, sir. Can you read the order book, Rule 6 and subsection 2, to know that I also have the right?
Honorable,
Yes, you do, but
please,
you
you are ruled out of order. You are ruled
You
out
don't
of order.
shut
You
me
can sit
down.
down, please.
I have to. You are ruled out of order, please. Listen to the government.
Mr.
Listen to the
Speaker,
government, please.
Mr. Speaker,
Today is Saturday, 25th day of October 2025. I just came out from DSS now with some of my colleagues here. We went to see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So, and as you can see, we are no longer representing him in this ongoing trial, but on some other matters that for him which we are handling both in Court of Appeal, in Federal High Court, and in some other courts. So those ones we are handling for him. So he told us this afternoon that when after the sitting on Friday, he was brought back to DSS. So reaching there, one DSS officer attacked him. One DSS officer attacked him. That's what he told us. So, and we said, okay, since it's like this, there's every need for him to draw attention to that incident, to the court on Monday, when the matter will come up for a hearing. So you should let the court know, because we have consistently applied that he should be remanded at a Kuje Correctional Center, where he will have an adequate time and conducive environment to prepare his defense. Now that the court went to the DSS and attacked him, and he has been mentally tortured, he was sad. And this is somebody who wants to go and enter trial, enter defense on Monday. So just to update you people. And we have also told him what to inform the court about it. So that is the update.
It's a mistake keeping Nnamdi Kanu in prison, I believe. In fact, kidnapped him. There's no other word in the first place.
that's true.
He had a right to pursue his cause anywhere he wanted. He was never accused of physically bombing any place, killing any place. Language, yes, was incited, no question at all about that. But you don't arrest, you don't kidnap people. Buhari seemed to have an obsession with kidnapping people. You know, that seemed to be his trademark.
Modus operandi.
It's like couldn't fulfill himself unless it put somebody in a crate and brought them back. And I think that politically speaking, if they have any real charges against him, well, since he's in their hands, they should try him. All these technical postponements, delays, these tactics of just avoiding the basic issue, for me, it's just counterproductive.